Lesson 151. All things are echoes of the voice for God.
Hi there. Are you ready to uncover how to truly see the world and ourselves through the clear lens of love, and not through the foggy glasses of judgment? If you are, then let's dive right in. We all know that making a fair judgment based on partial evidence isn't really possible, right? That wouldn't be a true judgment, but more like an opinion based on ignorance and doubt. Sure, we might seem confident with that so-called judgment, but all that does is mask the underlying uncertainty of our opinion. And this kind of opinion can be quite irrational, thus necessitating an irrational defense, appearing strong and convincing merely to better hide the doubts lurking underneath. Normally, we don't question what our eyes show us. We rarely ask why we place such trust in our senses, even though we're aware that they can sometimes deceive us. It's rather peculiar that we trust them down to the last detail, despite recalling instances where they have failed us. But why is that? Could it be because we harbor doubts that we're unwilling to admit, hiding them under a facade of certainty? But then, how are we to judge? Our judgments are typically rooted in what our senses tell us. However, as we've established, our senses aren't always dependable. Yet, we still place an immense amount of faith in what we can see, hear, and touch. We convince ourselves that this sensory information is what's real, perhaps more real than what is witnessed by the eternal voice for God. But is this truly judgment? You might have been advised not to judge, and that's indeed sound advice. But the reason isn't because we should avoid judging others, but rather because we are incapable of judging accurately. We can't trust the ego's judgments, for they are invariably false. They lead us to believe that we're weak, helpless, afraid of punishment, filled with sin, and drowning in guilt. And these judgments paint a world that reflects this distorted image. Sometimes, we might stubbornly believe these falsehoods. But deep down, there may be a faint voice assuring us that this is not the truth, that what we've been shown isn't real. It is the ego alone that condemns itself, it sees the guilt within, and it is this despair it sees within itself that it projects onto us. But let's not lend an ear to its voice. It will insist with an unwavering certainty that we are guilty, but the evidence it provides is nothing but a sham. We may think that doubting what our ego whispers means doubting ourselves, but that's a misconception. By learning to question our ego, we unlock the door to truly knowing ourselves, and allow the voice for God to be our sole judge of what we should believe. God will never instruct us to judge our brother based on what our senses tell us about them. Our senses spin false tales about the Son of God. God sees only love, and in the holy light of what he sees, all the ego's dreams of our identity disappear. We should let God be the judge of who we are, for he knows a truth so profound that doubt is not even an option. Christ cannot doubt himself. In God's eyes, we are free from guilt, and the joy of his recognition makes all our sins seem like silly toys. So, allow God to judge you and accept his word about your true self. He is the witness to your beautiful creation and to the mind that created your reality. What significance can the body hold for him who knows the glory of the Father and the Son? How can he listen to the whispers of the ego? What could make him believe our sins are real? Let God also be the judge of all that happens to you in this world. His lessons will help us understand the difference between illusions and the truth. He will remove all faith that we have placed in pain, disaster, suffering, and loss. And he will replace it with the ability to see beyond these grim appearances the gentle face of Christ. We will no longer question that only good can come to us, who are loved by God. He will judge all happenings and teach the single lesson they all entail. He will select the elements that mirror truth and dismiss those that merely represent idle dreams. He will provide us a fresh understanding of everything we witness and experience, a single, unwavering perspective. We will see the love beyond the hate, constancy in change, the pure in sin, and only heaven's blessing on the world. This will be our resurrection, for our life is not a part of anything we see. It transcends the body and the world, standing beyond any sign of unholiness. It dwells in the holy. In everything and everyone, the voice of God speaks of ourself and our Creator, who are one with him. Thus, We will see the holy face of Christ in all things and hear in everything the echo of God's voice. Today, we will practice with no words, save for the beginning of our time with God. We will introduce our practice with a slow repetition of the thought with which the day begins.
All things are echoes of the voice for God.
Then, we watch our thoughts and ask God, who sees the truth in them, to guide us. Allow Him to examine each thought that arises, remove the elements of dreams, and give them back again as pure ideas that align with the will of God. Give your thoughts to Him, and in return, He will bestow miracles that demonstrate the wholeness and happiness God desires for us, as evidence of His eternal love. As each thought is purified, it gains a healing power from the mind that recognized its truth in it. All threads of fantasy dissipate, and what remains is unified into a perfect thought that spreads its perfection everywhere. Let's spend 15 minutes when we wake up and another 15 before going to bed for these practices. This is how our mission starts. As our thoughts are purified, we learn to teach everyone the holy lesson of their own holiness. No one can fail to listen when you echo the voice for God, honoring God's Son. And everyone will share the thoughts with you which He has reinterpreted in your mind. Isn't this a joyous Easter time? As we share these pure thoughts with the world, we replace the witnesses of sin and death. Through our transfiguration, the world is redeemed and joyfully liberated from guilt. And so we lift our resurrected minds to Him who has restored our sanity, with gratitude and joy. Every hour today, we will remember Him who is salvation and deliverance. As we express our thanks, the world unites with us and gladly accepts our holy thoughts, which heaven has corrected. Our ministry has finally begun. Our mission is to share the joyous news to the world that truth knows no illusions, and that through us, the peace of God belongs to everyone. So, what do you think of that? Have you ever realized so clearly how relinquishing judgment could bestow upon us such precious gifts? You're doing great. You're on the path to seeing the world and yourself through the lens of love, not judgment. Stay on course, and I'll see you tomorrow for another empowering lesson.
If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, please don't forget to give it a like and leave a comment. Thanks. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. There's a new lesson every day.